Mondaine's famous stop-to-go clock, modelled off the original railway station's clock in Switzerland. This was the first one that they did as a wall clock, and now it's been superseded by this guy. So what's the difference? This one was Bluetooth operated via an app. This one is Wi-Fi operated. Stay tuned to find out more. This is the new Mondaine Stop2Go Wall Clock. It connects via Wi-Fi to your Wi-Fi network. This is the clock that it's replacing, which connects via Bluetooth to an app on your phone. So with the Stop2Go movement, they're common between the two clocks. They imitate the Stop2Go movement of the Swiss railway clocks in Switzerland. There's about 3,000 of them. And the way that they operate is that the second hand takes 58 seconds to do one rotation. It waits for 2 seconds, so there's your 60 seconds. And in that 2 seconds, an electrical pulse is sent through the electrical lines in Switzerland so that all the clocks are synchronized every minute. So when that pulse comes through, the minute hand indexes to the next minute and it releases the second hand to travel around for 58 seconds and wait for 2 seconds and waiting for that pulse to come again. So the way these operate is independent of that system, because we happen to be in Australia and these will work anywhere in the world. And this is actually just coming up to 12. You can see what goes on here. That stops for 2 seconds, this will index, that will go. So that'll take 58 seconds to go. So this clock runs independently of anything. Every so often, periodically, you need to just connect it via the app to your phone, whether it's an Android or an Apple phone, and then it'll just adjust the time. So in between synchronizing it with your phone, it will then just run its own race, and sometimes that time will drift. The really good thing is you don't need to take the clock off the wall unless you need to replace the battery. And even with daylight savings, when daylight savings happens, all you need to do is just reconnect the phone, the app on the phone to the clock, and it will just adjust the clock for daylight savings. Now, the new clock, this Wi-Fi clock, will just connect to your Wi-Fi network, and it will synchronize with the time off the Wi-Fi system periodically, and then it will just adjust the time seamlessly, so you don't really ever need to worry about it. The only time you do need to worry about it is for daylight saving, so you need to adjust it when you go into daylight saving and then adjust it when you're coming out of daylight saving. On the surface, the two clocks look absolutely identical. There's a third clock in this range. These are 25 centimeter Mondaine wall clocks. The third clock is just the standard clock, which uses a quartz movement, and it is adjusted manually by the user. You have to take it off the wall to adjust it, and it just and to change the battery. That's very basic, but all three clocks look identical. You can tell the difference between the clocks by the back of the clock. So this is the Superseded Bluetooth clock. You'll notice it's just got a movement, one battery. There's nothing else here. You can't do any adjustments on this because you do the adjustments to the clock and the time via the app on your phone. If this was the standard 25 centimeter clock, there'd be a little dial here that you could just, a little wheel that you could just adjust the time with. On the back of the new clock, it's substantially different. You'll see there's quite a big hatch there. It's really obvious that that's a different clock. Also, you've got the Wi-Fi mark right there. The standard clock and the Bluetooth clock use one AA battery. If you remove the hatch here, you'll notice that this uses two Bluetooth batteries. So let's get on and try and connect this to the Wi-Fi network. You will need your phone for this process. You'll notice that in addition to the slot for two batteries, there's a couple of buttons there. And we use those buttons to set the clock into the search mode for connecting to a Wi-Fi network. So the first thing that we do is we insert the batteries. I find that if I put the positive end in first and then push down on the negative end, it goes in really easily. It's quite a tight fit. If you do it the other way around, it doesn't like to go in quickly. So we do that. That puts power into the clock. Press the two little blue buttons for 5 seconds. That'll put it into search mode. And then you can turn this over. You can see that the clock now is running. So we go to our phone It can be Android or iPhone, it doesn't matter. And we select the settings and we look for Wi-Fi clock. Where is it? For Wi-Fi clock, press the I button, and then it should give us an automatic pop-up. There we go. So that's not an app that I've installed. That's just an automatic pop-up that you get once you do this. This is coming from the clock itself. All right. So you've got 4 languages to choose from. I'll choose English. Then I'll select our Wi-Fi network here at Form and Design. I'll type in the password. And in Sydney, Australia, where we are GMT plus 10. It's standard time at the moment. You can select summertime if you like. And I'll show you how to adjust it for summertime and vice versa. So all we have to do now is save your settings. They've been successfully saved, but we need, where it says setting up, we need that to tell us that the clock has been successfully connected. There we go, your Mondaine clock is connected. So all we have to do now is wait for this to synchronise with the actual time that it'll get off the Wi-Fi network. The current time here is 12:01 p.m. So it'll probably, by the time it goes all the way around, 12:03, 12:04 is where it'll probably then synchronise. So we'll just wait for that to happen. All right, so the clock is now correctly synchronised with the actual time at 1:05. And if we, sorry, at 12:05. So if we want to adjust that again for daylight saving, which we'll need to do manually, you need to take the clock off the wall, take the hatch off the back, press the blue buttons for 5 seconds. Then we go to settings and we click on the wall clock and we'll get the pop-up, and all we need to do now is go from standard time to summertime, save your settings. Your Mondaine clock is connected, so now it should read about 1:06. It'll probably be 1:07. Which will be the correct time for daylight savings time. Okay, so it's at 1:06. Now it's just waiting for the seconds to synchronise correctly. And once that happens, then the minute hand will index to the 7, where it's on the 6 at the moment, and then the second hand will start to traverse. And that's coming up in a few seconds from now. There we go. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like, subscribe and bell icons, and don't forget to share the video with your friends. If you're interested in buying one of these clocks, there's a link on the screen right now. If you'd like to talk to us, give us a call, send us an email, or drop into our Sydney store. My name's Andrew from Form and Design. Thanks for watching.